So many women have a myth that finding your mother-in-law alive is worse. At least you find a graveyard, you know, just because they believe their husbands love their mothers a lot more than them. Well, as of me, I don't find any reason seeing a man or seeing my husband loving his mother so much. This all comes back to us, we as mothers, we as parents. There are children who were raised. Some children have been raised, while others have raised themselves. These things are too different. A child who has been raised very well will definitely have love and the utmost respect for his or her parents. But a child who has raised himself is this child who has struggled all through without his parents' love. And he just finds himself wherever he is right now. And that is the man you landed on, most probably. So those are two different men. Why would you want someone's son to hate his mother and concentrate on you? You, the one he has seen when he has very well grown up. You want to make him forget his roots, to make him forget someone who carried him for 9 months. Every mother, if you have ever given birth, you definitely know what I'm talking about. If you have ever experienced labor pains, you know what I'm talking about. It's not easy to carry the pregnancy for 9 months. It's not easy to give birth. You know, it's not easy to raise a child up to the stage of getting married. It's not easy. And you even don't know why this child loves his mother so much. Some children have seen their parents, they have seen their mothers wallow in poverty just to make sure they provide for them. Some children have not had a father figure in their life. And some children just remember every moment their mothers or their mother. This child, your husband, remembers every moment his mother has been there for him. People have untold stories, so many untold stories. You just do not know what this person, what your husband has inside of him. There could be a lot he has not told you about his mother. And you feel so bad when he brings his mother first before you. Why would you feel bad? For crying out loud, you would be the most proudest or the happiest woman on earth, the happiest wife, for realizing that your husband actually respects his mother so much. You would be the happiest if you were wise enough. Because if he respects his mother, he definitely respects you. And he will respect his girl child, you know. Let's stop being stupidly jealous. Why would you wish to find your mother-in-law dead? I mean, what if she died before giving birth to that man you call your husband? What if she didn't instill good manners, good morals into the man you accepted to marry? Everything you see around that man is as a result of that woman you wish dead, that woman you hate. Women have debated a lot about this. Why would my husband take me second? Why can't he bring me first? Why would he do that? You don't stay with your mother-in-law. Some of you don't stay with your mothers-in-law. She just comes to visit. But even that little time your husband spends with his mother, it makes you swell. You feel like you just want to tear yourself up. You just want to oh my God, you melting inside. You don't want it. You just want your husband to attend to you and neglect his mother. How heartless are you? That could be, actually, you should pick a leaf from your husband. If your mother is also still alive, or both parents are still alive, you pick a leaf and also do the same to your mother. Love your parent for as much as you can. Take them first. Yes, put them first always. It's not easy bringing up a child up to the age or the stage of getting married, and then another person just wants to take over the life of your child, and they literally don't want even you to be next to your own child. If you need something, there is no way you can get it from your child because you're aging. Taking good care of a child is like an investment. You give up on your life. You attend to your child to make sure the child grows up very well. You provide where necessary. You give up. There are some things you literally can never do just because you're sacrificing the money, you're sacrificing the time, you're sacrificing everything to see your child somewhere. And then when this child has grown, there is another person who does not want this child to come back to you. It's very wrong. Let's learn to be so considerate. If you wore this man's shoes, are you sure you would fit in? Most probably no. Nobody wants to be treated less. No, nobody. You stay with your husband day in, day out, but the little time he gets to give to his mother gives you pain. Why would you be so heartless? You don't want to see your husband taking his mother for shopping. You don't want to see your husband telling you this money. If you have that transparency, financial transparency, you don't want to hear your husband saying, this money is for mom. This shopping is for mom, or this weekend, I am going to spend it with my mom, or my mother is actually coming over. So we should cook this, we should do this, we should do that. Because he knows his mother. He knows what can make his mother happy. He's doing whatever it takes to make his mother happy. He's appreciating his mother. That is the only best way he can say thank you. Because we have said, some of us who have good hearts, we've told our mothers, thank you a whole million times. And now we even feel it's meaningless. Even when we tell them thank you, we feel they don't feel it. So we go by action. Please, wouldn't you feel good if your son grew up and gave you the best treatment even after he got a wife? I mean, that if you are a parent, really, who does not want your husband to take care of his mother, and you just don't want your mother-in-law any close to you, would you feel good if that is how your daughter-in-law treated you? Against your own blood, against your own son, given the reasons or all the trauma, all the problems you went through to raise a child? Because I'm going to tell you, even if you are very rich, it's never smooth raising a child. What does it cost you? Being quiet, being silent, keeping your anger, keeping your bad energy. What does it cost you? Just giving them space and let them love each other. Let them show each other love. There's nothing as precious as a parent. Yes, I know now most of you about this video, you're going to have mixed reactions. But that's my mind. That's how I see it. And that is the truth of this matter. If you are a mother, you will most definitely understand this. You are a wife. I mean, you have a roof, you have food, you have everything. You have your husband with you in the house. But why wouldn't you want him to have some time with his mother? Why wouldn't you want him to love his mother? Why are you that? What is the essence of you behaving in that manner? Why? And why, or who has refused you to also demonstrate in the same manner to your own mother? That is the blessing. I'm going to tell you, taking very good care of your mother, taking very good care of your parents is a blessing. It's a blessing. Many people would wish to have their parents, but they can't. They just cannot reverse nature. Nature took its course. If my parent is still alive, it's my right. It's my obligation. I am obligated to showing them love. because I was raised. But if you know you raised yourself, you will most definitely have a problem with that. I don't want to see my husband every time he's so much talking to his mother every day. Every time he buys good things for his mother, he gives his mother money. What is wrong with that? Why? Why don't you want it? Let's learn to take care of our own. Let's learn to take care of our own. Caring is good. It's an important thing. Being with a kind heart is most rewarding. It's so rewarding. Everybody would love to be taken care of. So let's appreciate. If you want to be loved, just know that's how another person who is attached to your husband would also want the same treatment. Don't be so selfish. And some of you even end up being so jealous, and you even speak things that are not supposed to come out of your mouth. I have had some women quarreling with their husbands. Then bring your mother to come and cook for you. Make your mother your wife. Let her come and take over all my position and everything that I do to you and for you in this house. Let her come. How could you be so ill-mannered to utter such words? How could you? How could you ask your husband to bring in his mother and do with his mother whatever he does with you just because you are angered? He's taking care of his mother. Why would you do that? That is the best gift every mother would get from a child. Stay away from people who are giving their mothers love. Just give them space. Let them do whatever they want to do with their parents. You don't know where they've come from. You've seen that man at that old age. You don't know. You don't know when he had a cold and his mother could never sleep the whole night. You don't know when he fell sick and his mother had to stay awake the whole night just to make sure that drip does not get over and blood sucks out of him. You never know. You just have no idea how this mother could never dress an expensive and new cloth just because she had to keep money. She had to collect money to see your husband in school. And that is why he has that good paying job. You never know what that mother-in-law you call bad had to sacrifice to make sure your husband gets good medical attention. And that is why he is upright physically. You just never know what this mother went through to see your husband, the husband you are proud of today. Because given the fact that you accepted to marry him means everything is fine. It means he's worth you. You are worth one another, And that's it. Leave people to love their parents. Stop. If you can't do it to your own mother, another person is going to do it to their own. And don't be jealous. Instead of you being jealous, just pick a leaf. Go love your mother. Go practice what you have seen. I wouldn't really feel so good if I lost contact or lost touch with my sweet dearest son. Oh no. I would never feel good. My son distancing himself from me after he's gotten married, because he's so much committed to his family that he finds no time at all to be with me, to communicate with me, to make me loved. I would never feel that. I would never feel good. But I would feel good if my son gave me time, if my son remained in my life and kept taking good care of his family. If you feel there is something wrong, your mother-in-law is taking your husband over, speak about it with her. Speak about it with her. For crying out loud, she is the mother of your husband. She deserves all the love and respect. There is no doubt about that. It's not debatable. No. We all know how hard it is to raise a child. We just don't want to be truthful here. I'm not here to speak to you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you the reality. And that's the truth about the whole matter. Speak to it. Speak about it with her. Your son does not do this and that. And if you feel there is nothing that is being done about it, sit your husband down. Speak to him. I love the way you take care of your mother. I love everything you do for her. I appreciate you for being such a loving and caring man. You are so exemplary. I love it. I admire you. I am so proud of you. But my sweet husband, there is something that I need you to give attention to. I feel I am not being loved enough. I feel this is like this. Speak about stuff. There is nothing wrong about him balancing. He definitely has to balance. He's not supposed to just love his mother and then neglect you. Neglect his title as a husband. No. I wouldn't want my son to do that. I wouldn't want my son to love me and then neglect his wife. Why would you marry in the first place if you're not ready to love your wife? Why would you take up someone's daughter to just ignore and neglect? Why? But if he loves you, if he's a man, please just remain where you are. Give him a distance between him and if you cannot be there, if you cannot help him, or if you cannot join him to show love to his mother and appreciation, let him do it the way he wants it. For as long as he's still with you, for as long as he still loves, provides, and he just does his duties, some things, just leave them the way they are. Because there is nothing you're going to do about it. You're going to push it, and some of you maybe have pushed it and failed, and that is why you are desperate and miserable in your marriage. Because now you have this myth, mother's-in-law so bad. I don't know what he did to his son. He doesn't see me. He doesn't look at me. He doesn't even touch me. He doesn't take me as a woman. Just because I talked about his mother. That's where the whole thing started. Have you sat down and figured why things are like that? Have you sat down and revised or flashed back in the speech, the tongue, the language you used when you spoke ill about someone's mother? Come on. Everything can be talked over. It's, when you are married, you need to talk about stuff. You need to devise means of talking about things and pushing on with marriage, pushing on with life. If you are in that marriage with your both legs, some people go into marriage with one leg inside, another leg out. So in case of anything, she just pulls this leg and she's out. Please, if you went in that marriage with love and full devotion, if you are the virtuous woman, please speak about things. Talk about your husband. Talk to your husband about not giving you a clear and enough treatment, enough love. Talk about him on how you are not satisfied with whatever he's doing for you. Tell him what you want him to do for you, to do with you, how you want him to treat you. Tell him where things are not going right. Speak about stuff. If you don't talk about things in marriage, I'm going to tell you things will not work out because we are all not saints. No one is a saint. I don't do things right. And if someone does not tell me, hey, Konjo, this is what you have to do, or you didn't do this right, or you didn't, I will not know my mistakes. You need to be corrected. So correct your husband. He's your husband. Talk to him, And if he doesn't give you attention, involve in another party. Just find a way. Be that woman who is wise enough to keep her home. Be wise enough to keep your home, not to ruin your home, And that's it. Leave people to love their parents the way they want. People have toiled with their parents. People have gone through unspeakable things with their parents. Maybe your husband has never told you the whole story because some things are so ashaming. I have things I would never tell my partner. I have things I would never come out to tell her, at some point in life, this is what happened. Because I feel it's ashaming. I feel it's putting me too low, too down, But it happened. It happened. But here I am. You reached a point, admired me, and fell in love with me. And that's it with that. Please. And I'm calling upon you women too. Love your parents. Love your parents the way you see your husbands loving them. Actually, if you find out your husband has no good connection with his mother, you are always supposed to sit him down and pump sense into his head. That is a woman of substance. Being a woman of substance doesn't mean you just have to be a woman of social class. You must be brilliant and do this and that. There is no way you're going to be a woman of substance if you are not wise enough to look at the small things, having details about the small things around you. You must correct the wrongs. You must guide, counsel. You must be there for your husband. Straighten him. That is your responsibility as a woman in a home. It's not all about cooking, doing the laundry, and putting the house together. It's beyond that. It's beyond that. Talk to him about it. Tell him, no, I don't like the way you distance yourself from your mother. I don't like the way you distance yourself from your father. You're supposed to be... I'm speaking so much about mothers because women hate mothers-in-law more than fathers-in-law. To be honest, I have not heard a woman say, I hate my father-in-law. Most of them hate their mothers-in-law. I don't know. They just hate mothers-in-law. And that's why I am here to talk about it. If you find your husband has no good connection with his mother, speak to it with him. Tell him you don't like it. Advise him, guide him. Make him remind him how hard it is for a woman to bring up a child. And now it's very much a pity if you find a man who does not take care of his mother when actually he knows it's his mother who brought him up single-handedly. Either he lost his dad at an early age, or the dad just neglected and abandoned him with his mother. And then this mother had to bring him up only to reach a certain stage, and then he grew wings and just does not want to do anything, to have anything to do with his mother anymore. Speak to him about it. It's not good. It's not a very good practice. Never, not even close to any good. Any child is supposed to love their mother. Leave people to love their parents if they want to. And if they don't, it's your responsibility as a woman, a good woman, to tell your husband, please, we need to always visit your parents. Let's visit your mother. We don't have to go to her on Christmas. I know you have busy schedules, but if your schedule is too busy and you cannot go to your mother, make a phone call. Make her feel loved. It costs you nothing. Just make a phone call. Some of your parents don't even have phones. You are living in the city. You are having good jobs. You are having mansions. But your parents back in the village, if now you are living in Africa or any other part of the world, I don't care. But if you don't live with your parents and you are living in this mansion, in this posh house, everything is just luxury, and your parents are wallowing in poverty, your parents' house is almost breaking down. You don't know how they sleep. You don't know what they eat. You eat food and even throw it. Food gets expired in the fridge. But you don't know how your parents are surviving, and you don't want to know anything about that. You don't care. That is very wrong. Where are you going to get the blessings? Or even if you're already blessed because you have the money, do you think that is good? Do you think what you're doing is good? Most definitely no. It's very wrong. Let's make sure if we have a good life, our parents also must be in a good life. To go back to the topic, women, please, humbly, love your mothers-in-law. Love your mother-in-law. Don't hate on her. I know there are mothers-in-law who are bad. Some of them are really bad. They can make you go through hell in their son's home. Whenever she visits, you don't have peace. Whenever she, and if you live with her, you are just there because you are patient, because you persisted, but you don't have peace. There are some mothers-in-law who, maybe your mother-in-law didn't like you. She even didn't support his son marrying you. So she has all reasons not to love you, whatever reasons she knows, But his son ended up with you. I know there are mothers-in-law who will even abuse, some even beat. Some are too bad. Your husband will go away. Your mother-in-law will remain behind with you, telling you bitter words, bad words, words that even if you told his son, he cannot believe. Doing to you very bad things. I know that. But what are you going to do about it? You're not going to keep quarreling about it. You're not going to fight her. You're not going to do this and that. Don't just do to her what she's doing to you. No, because you already know what she's doing is bad. So don't do it to her. Instead, keep your cool. Find a way. Just find a way of keeping peace. Happiness is a choice. If you know she's in the house and you know this is who she is, avoid her. If you feel you can't avoid her, then just be there. Persist. Be there, patient. She's going to go away. Talk about it with your husband. And now most men don't even want to believe it. They don't want to know it. They can't believe it. They don't want to hear anything about it. How could you say this when actually what you're saying is right or true? Then if you keep pushing it, it could actually ruin your marriage. You don't want to see that. You don't want that to happen to you. Then what do? Ignore. You will walk through it and come out successfully. I'm telling you, one day, one time, this woman will sit and realize what she's doing is wrong. There is a way God does things. If you just ignore this woman and keep doing right, I'm telling you, it may not come soon, but one day, one time, this woman will realize, oh my God, this is a lady. This is my real daughter-in-law. She will come to you. I have seen it. I have seen mothers-in-law who have come back to plead and apologize to their daughters-in-law just because they've realized what they are doing is bad. Because the lady kept her cool. She kept the respect. You go to greet her. She does not respond to you, but you never stop greeting her. She's not going to reply you, but you do it. If you give her food, she's going to complain. The salt is not enough. Oh, it's not well spiced. You put in a lot of water in the soup. Oh, it's not tasting so well. It's cold. Oh, it's this. She always complains about everything. I know it. But I'm telling you, just study her. Understand her. Whenever you study any situation, I'm telling you, or you get reasons, you get ways of going by it. Not with it, but you learn how to go by it. Because she's going nowhere. She's still alive. You are alive. You don't want to see her dead. She's still there and she has to be there. Learn how to go by it. Accept the fact that that is who she is. And then find a way of going by it. Life moves on. At the end of the tunnel, there is light. I'm telling you this. One day, one time, you're going to be victorious. And you will sit and look back. You will not even believe how you did it. You won't believe you just did it. Because it was really terrible. But you managed. We've seen a lot more than that. A lot more than that. A lot life has thrown to us. And we've managed to maneuver through. So you could most probably go out of it, come out of it successfully. Just love your mother-in-law and let your husband love your mother-in-law. You know, let your husband love, rather, let your husband love his mother. Let him love his mother. And that's it.